Hey, good afternoon. Welcome to the JTV Game of the Week. I'm Harry Ferrone,
Hello, I'm Steve Fantis.
and we're coming to you kicking off the 2020-2021 fall sports season, which, to be quite honest, folks, looks a little bit different. It's September 30th, and we're normally about halfway into a season. With the coronavirus, things are starting off a little late. What do we have for us today?
We have for our Today we have our first singles 11th grader Hannah O'Connor for the Memorial side versus 11th grader Sandy Lynn for the Brick side. How do you think today's matchup is going to go for them today?
I'll tell you what, I was watching the warm-up, and O'Connor is coming off a really good sophomore season, so I think this is going to be a tough one for Sandy Lynn. I feel like the power coming off of Hannah's racket is liable to be a bit much here, but we'll see how things go. I mean, it's a breezy day out here today. I mean, the temperatures are pretty mild, 30 love, by the way, but it's always interesting to see how the wind's going to affect the players. Usually a harder hitting player will handle the wind a little bit better because the ball can cut through the wind a little better. But we'll know in 3 or 4 games how each player is handling the wind. Pretty strong start here for O'Connor, up 40 love here, showing a pretty big first serve to start off. Sandy's probably realizing that she can't crowd the baseline the way she is and needs to take a couple of steps back to handle that power, because she's clearly just in too tight on the baseline there on the returns. I'm sorry, that's 40-15. Missed that first point. My apologies. Nope, I was right. It's game. So Memorial is going to go up 1-0 here. So here we are. We're out here for the first time. Really is a beautiful day. The wind is blowing a little bit, but athletes are excited to be out here and competing for the first time this season. Jackson Memorial returns a pretty strong squad this year, so it'll be interesting to see how A-South shapes up this season. Lynn to serve. It's going to go a little bit wide. Remember, in high school tennis, players are responsible to call their own lines. There are no referees here. Here on the honor system. Second serve for Lynn. And that's going to get driven into the net, and that is 15 love. Remember, in tennis, when you say the score, the server always goes first. So 15 love here to start for Sandy. And O'Connor is going to probably move in a little bit closer on this first serve. Try and shorten up that backswing a little bit. Remember, too, also there are no ball boys or ball girls here, so players are responsible to collect their own balls as well. And on a windy day, they're all going to end up, let's see, which way's the wind blowing, Steve?
Looks like
They're all going to end up down the end.
yeah.
A tough shot there into the corner, and Lynn can't get to it, and it's 15 all. Hannah, of course, wearing black and red, and Brick Township in the white and green. Second serve. Tennis, remember, you do get 2 shots at getting your serve in. That's good. And that's a little bit wide. 30-15. Lynn in the lead in game 2.
Looks like Hannah is trying to hit that corner. It's very hard to defend the corner as it is right now, but it's just getting it a little out wide.
Well, again, on the windy days, you want to try and pull everything in a foot off the baseline or off the sidelines at least to try and compensate for that extra breeze. Pretty good serve down the tee. He's going to play it a little more safe there, and it's 30 all. Again, I think 2 things that are gonna get to Sandy a little bit here early on, I can see, and that is 1, the pace of the ball, and 2, the amount of spin that O'Connor puts on her forehand, the ball really has a tendency to pop up, which can be tough, especially, you know, if you're not 6'2", balls are popping up over the height of your shoulder. First serve's good. And that's going to be 30-40. O'Connor here with an opportunity to come up with the first break of serve. Nice deep shot. That's a little bit deep, and that's game. Pretty solid first rally of the day, too, I might add. We could take a look at that one on the instant replay if we got it. Okay, I guess we'll try that one again later. Memorial O'Connor up 2-love here with a good first serve. Lynn does her best to fight that one off, but Memorial's going to go up 15-love. No, I do not. That first serve is going to be a little deep. We're having some tech problems out here today. I apologize for the lack of graphics, and our replay monitor took a dive off the bus today. So our director is going to have to talk me through, this should be interesting, guys, what these instant replays look like. So we'll see how that goes. You guys can hang with us. And it's 30-love, Memorial up 2 games to love. Pretty big first serve, but that's out into the cheap seats. We're going to take a look at that last serve here and take a look at this beautiful motion here by Hannah O'Connor. You'll see here she takes the racket back, nice slow tape back, gets a pretty nice high toss and snaps her wrist pretty well through the motion here, as you can see. And what generates that extra spin is that high to low motion. First serve's a little bit deep on there. Thank you, Brian. And that one actually hit the net and then went in the box. That is called a let. I always say, you know why they call it a let?
Why?
Because they let you have another serve. How's that?
That's a good one.
I always thought so. We're just spitballing here. That's going to go deep too, and that is going to take the score to... I'm going to have to go with 40-15.
Anna's got a really lot of power today, and Sandy hasn't been really able to counteract that power yet today, unfortunately.
Well, you know, power is tough to deal with out here. Nice first serve again. Lynn's going to have to back up if she's going to have any chance at cracking Hannah's serve. As, if I'm not mistaken, Hannah's going to go up 3-love here in the first set. Just so you know, a standard tennis match in high school, it's the best 2 out of 3 sets. Okay? There are 6 games that you need to win in each set. So if you win 2 out of 3 sets, you win your match. The way the team score works is this. There are 5 matches being played today. 3 at singles, first singles, second singles, and third singles, and first and second doubles. In order to win the match as a team, you need to win 3 out of 5 of those points. So that's what you'll see. If you see down the end of the court here, if we can cut to one of our other cameras real quick, you'll see that there's some other action taking place down the other end of the court there. And you'll see there are quite a few other matches being played at the same time.
It reminds me a little of chess club. It's kind of the same thing you have to do in chess. When we play matches in chess and we have 5 players going at the same time.
There you go. And some people, nice return. I have heard some people say that the tennis strategy is a lot like a chess match. So I'll give you that one, Steve.
Thank you, From.
That's going to get, yep, that's going to go deep. Oh, she's going to block that off. That's going to go wide. And it is love 30. I'll give you that one, Steve.
Thank
love
you, From.
30. That's going to get, yep. Remember, the service score does come first. Good tennis etiquette there. Players returning balls. I personally never step up to the line with less than 2 balls to serve with, because if you do miss that first serve, you don't want to interrupt yourself and go picking a tennis ball up and go back to the service line. It's a break in concentration, and definitely don't want that while you're serving. A little double fault there, and it's love 40. This is early in the season. Both teams just getting underway this week. A-South opponents, I might add. So this is a match of consequence here for both teams as they kick off this abbreviated fall season.
Especially in the way that our world's in right now. You might want to kick it off with a very good match.
Big return there. And that's going to send Hannah O'Connor up for love.
You might want to.
Fall season. Here's a little something worth noting there. If you took the average, the median GPA of a girls' tennis team versus any other team in the school, you will generally find that they have the highest median GPA. The tennis team seems to attract not only some of the better athletes in the school, but also the smartest kids in the school as well. That's something I've noticed. I coached tennis for 20 years.
That would make sense.
Big, huge ace out wide there. Bombs away there as O'Connor serves out wide to that Lynn backhand. One hits the tape. Again, if it doesn't go over, that's something I've noticed. I coached tennis for 20 years. That's the second serve. Also something to note there, if the ball bounces off the net and lands in your court and you step on it, that's your problem. You're not allowed to call a let for your own ball. What you can call a let for, if a ball rolls onto your court from another court, you are allowed to call for a stoppage. A lot of players don't even realize that's a rule, but it is. Oh, body serve into the body, and it's 40 love. A lot of players don't even realize that's a rule, but it is. Kicking into Sandy's side.
Ooh.
It's one of my favorite serves to hit. Nice slider, either a nice sliding slice serve to the deuce court, or a nice high kicker to the ed court. So the first location you serve to is called the deuce court, and the second location, like right now, she's serving into the ed court. That's going to go deep.
So what is
again,
the score
Lynn could really benefit. It's love 40 love. Pretty darn good second serve. And that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 love. Players are going to switch sides now. Again, players are going to switch on odd games. Okay, every time there's an odd game. And let's take a look at that last serve. Right our new superintendent, Mrs. Nicole Permilli, did a great job leading our team that got us to where we are right now with kids in school, and doing a nice job of creating a pretty safe environment for everybody to come into school with every day, Stephen.
Yeah. As I go to school every day, I think it's a very safe environment, and I think it was way better than doing virtual, because it's very hard to learn for me and a lot of kids, because they can't learn through a website. They have to have instruction told them.
I gotcha.
And I love how I had the opportunity this year to go hybrid and go 2 or 3 days in school every week, I should say.
Yep, and Memorial Lynn up 15 love. I think again, I think folks are doing the best they can. This is kind of uncharted territory for everyone. It's been great seeing kids respond so positively to rules that are put in place for their own benefit. And best point of the match so far, that's going to drop in for a winner. And Lynn's going to go up 30 love. It's obviously this is a difficult situation for everyone, and everybody wants to try and play it safe and you know, try to stay healthy. So everybody's doing what they can. And again, it's great to see kids back in school because that's really where they belong, so they can get that high quality education that we offer kids here at Jackson. Big forehand, that's not coming. Oh, she gets it back.
That was
And
a nice
again,
forehand.
It's great to see kids back. Was, but she called that out a little wide. Looked pretty close to me. I'm sure Brian will take a look at that one on the replay. And again, my eyes are getting older, folks. Huge backhand. Pretty nice backhand here. Let's take a look at the replay on that. That's 30 all now. What you've got here. It's great to see kids back. O'Connor here just unloads on this backhand. Look, hands drop through her hips. That's really a nice follow through over her shoulder that generates a nice deep ball. Just like that, we're back to 30 all. Big deep forehand. Nice return. Tough shot. Is that going to come in? Nope, just deep. Almost got to it. And just as Sandy had a little momentum there early in the game, we're back to 30-40 and a set point here for O'Connor. Really stretches her out. That's a short ball. It's going to pull her in. And the big put away there. And Memorial, Hannah O'Connor is going to take that first set 6-love. And what's the tail of this first set there, Stephen? A little input from you, sir.
What I was seeing mostly is that Hannah had a really deep shot, and Sandy was just letting that deep shot hit her all the time because she wasn't. I think she was standing too far up. She could have been back more along the service line a little more, and I think if
you're close, buddy. I'll give you props for it. It's actually the baseline.
Oh, the baseline,
she should back up to
sorry.
the baseline. It's okay. I know it makes no sense, but if you look at it this way, you want to hang out. That's your home base, the baseline. Okay.
That does make sense.
Yeah, I think the tail of that set was simply O'Connor overpowering Lynn. She hangs in there pretty tight when she can get into these points, and that's going to be a quick double fault there from Hannah. Love 15.
I think also O'Connor has to maybe get some early leads and finish out the leads. As we saw last game, she couldn't finish out the lead last time. Maybe if she could have finished that out, maybe she would have had, maybe it would have been 5-1 instead of 6-love.
Well, it definitely is. You know, sometimes it's nice to get a lead early in a game and try and hang on. That's going to be a little deep. Second set, you have a big win in the first set. Sometimes there's a little bit of a letdown. I believe that was a pretty sure that hit the tape, right?
I think it did. I'm not sure.
Yeah, pretty sure it did. Once again, folks, beautiful tennis weather today. The wind's actually starting to die down now. Must be closing in on 4:15 or something, yeah. The winds have a tendency to die down in this part of Jackson somewhere between 4:30 and 5, so. Oh, big serve into the body. And it's 30-love. Nope, it's actually, it's 15 all because she double faulted the first point. $15 all. Big serve. Probably deep, but again, Lynn's so tight on that, up on the baseline that she really has no reaction time on that. I'm sure coach probably warned her to take a step back, try and block those big serves back.
From, I have a question. Can you stand on the red and then hit it in the green, or you have to stand?
You can stand wherever you want. You
Okay.
could stand on the fence if you want, Steven.
Okay.
It's like 30-15. That serves a little deep. Ooh, big rip down the line, but that's going to go just wide. But that's the idea. Nice short backswing from Lynn. Tries to direct that ball down the line, but to no avail as it just sails a little bit wide. O'Connor still demonstrating that that powerful stroke that she's got. It looked a little wide from here. Yep. Good call there. And that's going to be deep too. And it's, let's see, it's 40-30. As O'Connor serving up a couple of double faults this game. Probably loosened up a little bit, going for a little more on that second serve. Sure, she probably watched a little bit of the U.S. Open this year and saw some players hitting some pretty huge second serves. Osaka just crushing the ball at the U.S. Open this year. Big, huge serve, but again, that game's going to go to Memorial as O'Connor able to hang on to her serve. Players are going to switch sides because it's an odd number. A lot of events put on hold so far this year as we navigate our way through the first month of school there, Stephen.
Unfortunately.
What's going on with clubs here at Memorial?
All clubs have to be virtual this year, unfortunately, until, like, all of them have to have a virtual plan submitted by, like, I think something October, so they can start up as soon as they can and see as that plan happens, because I know that's what Chess and Key Club have to do is. A lot of clubs are trying to start up as soon as possible, especially like Key Club. They are trying to raise money, and they're trying to raise a lot of money. And Chess, they just want to start because they should have had a couple games by now already. And a lot of sports have been delayed as well. Like I think girls volleyball was delayed this year. And
girls volleyball is going to be played in a kind of an in-between season between the winter and the spring season.
And the same thing with
Lynn
gymnastics,
is up
I
30
heard.
love again. Yeah, I mean, the folks are in the same position there. They're not sure. They're going to start things off virtually with virtual meetings and then see where the pandemic and the numbers take us as to how many people they're going to allow in indoor meetings and that kind of thing. I think for now they're erring on the side of caution to try and take care of the academics at school. And again, the sports are outside, so people feel pretty confident about letting them participate out here. And that's 40 love as Lynn's one shot away from her first game here. Tennis, of course, the perfect sport for for a pandemic situation. You're definitely a little more than 6 feet away from your opponent most of the time, so
I would
certainly
say
not an
tennis
issue.
is
Like
one of the most safest sports right
Yeah.
now because you're hitting a ball and then you could always just wash the ball after, or you could just hand sanitizers before, and then really tennis I would say is one of the most safest sports right now.
And that's going to go deep. Lynn's going to pick up her first game here. It's 1-1 here in the second set. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, when you think about the different sports that are taking place, we've got soccer going on, field hockey going on, and football going on. These are fairly high contact sports when you think about it. Tennis and cross country at the top of the list there.
I mean,
As far as when you talk about physical distancing and whatnot. But it's so good to see kids out here doing their thing and participating. Big first serve to start things off in this game. It'll be interesting to see how the rest of the fall season goes as we head into October now, just around the corner tomorrow, actually, October 1st, if I'm not mistaken.
Right? Yes, tomorrow is October 1st because Friday's my birthday. That's why.
Oh, well, happy early birthday there, Stephen.
Well, thank you.
JTV's out again tomorrow, I believe, right, Brian? Out at Liberty
No.
with a field hockey game tomorrow. Temperatures are supposed to be absolutely phenomenal. 71 and sunny tomorrow. It's going to be a great day for big serve into the forehand hip. Great place to serve there when you can get that ball into your opponent's forehand hip, there's just nowhere to get that racket. 30 love, I believe.
We have multiple balls on the court right now.
Right, exactly. Remember now, if that was a ball that rolled on from someone else's court, she could call a let and get a first serve on that. But she doesn't. She does drive a pretty nice first serve. Lin with a pretty solid return there, but a little bit on the wide side. Again, that power factor here contributing to the score of the match so far.
I think Lynn right now is starting to realize maybe I should back up a little more.
So she has. Look where she's standing now. She's back behind the baseline now.
It gives me a little more time to get that nice reaction time. So I hit that ball back over.
Sure. I mean, I would also tell nice backhand return there. Oh, that ball's going to just short. And that's going to be game if I'm not mistaken. Memorial's going to go up 2-1. Nope, maybe not. Yep, I was right. Way to keep score for Roan. In case you just tuned in for us folks, we've got Hannah O'Connor from Jackson Memorial at first singles playing Sandy Lin, the 11th grader from Brick. And Hannah won the first set 6-love and is up right now currently 2-1 in the second. That's right. Big shout out to our crew today here that are pretty new to what's going on here on the tennis courts. We've got our director Brian Martingano. We've got Alex Gablix on the instant replay, the slow-mo. What the heck? Keith Flores is our technical director, and Jesse Parker is our graphics guy, who's probably been staring at our graphics machine trying to figure out why he can't get it to work. And let's not mention Becky Rosenberg, right? She's our sound person today. So if you hear us well and consistently in the right level, then you can thank Becky for that. And if you don't thank Becky for that, she is also involved in roller derby. She'll probably take you out and put you into the wall.
Uh-oh.
Oh, that one's going to go deep. Yeah, you know what? I'll tell you what the problem that Hannah's having is with these slower serves, she's overhitting a bit. Trying to add a little more spin to it, but she's going to have to dial that down a little bit. That's a nice ball. Oh, deep into the corner too, but that's going to sail deep, and it's 15 all. Sometimes, you know, when you're a hard-hitting player and you run into a player that doesn't hit the ball as hard as you do, it can become difficult for you to time the ball. You have a tendency to overhit.
From you taught tennis. Would you say tennis is mostly about all
coached.
momentum?
Yes, let's use the word coached.
Coach, sorry.
That's
you
okay.
coached. You coach tennis. You would say it's all about momentum. If you gain enough momentum.
Well, I think tennis is a lot about momentum for sure, Stephen. You know, and the funny thing about tennis is how quick the momentum can shift in a tennis match. And sometimes it happens on a bad shot or a good shot, or you know, I've seen players lose their cool on the court, and that's going to sail just deep, and it's 30 all. You take a look at what happened to Novak Djokovic at this year's U.S. Open. Got disqualified. He got DQ'd because he kind of lost his temper, and you know, he wasn't looking, but he just hit a ball over his shoulder behind him, and it hit one of the line judges in the throat.
Ooh.
And that was it. He got DQ'd for that. So you got to watch your temper. Novak's kind of got a... Oh, it goes with a slice ball. Oh, that's just a beautiful shot if it stayed in. And that is going to be 30-40. Opportunity for Hannah to break here. You see, Jovac's got a little bit of a history as a little bit of a hothead. Okay? Arguably one of the top 3 to 5 players that have ever played the game. But a little bit of a temper tantrum here and there.
We all get those moments. We all have them.
Well, his temper tantrum may have cost him $4 million.
Ooh.
See, he was disqualified from the tournament. And that's what the purse was. And Hannah's going to go up 3-1 on that deep ball. Women's match, the women's U.S. Open semifinal matches were both fantastic matches. 2 of the highest quality semifinals that we've seen in a long time. Osaka of course, comes from behind in 3 sets to win this year's title. Big serve there from O'Connor to open up the 5th game here in the 2nd set. Up 3-1. Junior Hannah O'Connor. Big serve down the tee for an ace. Do you know what an ace is, Stephen?
Yes, I believe an ace is where it sails over the net and nobody touches it.
Correct.
And it just goes out.
It's a serve that is struck that your opponent does not get their racket on. That's called an ace. And it's a little bit short there. I might have missed the point there. It's either 30-15 or 15-30 as the, I'll go with the girls. Could be
I
the
think
soccer
it's
team, maybe. I don't know.
30-15, I think. I think that's what she just said.
30-15.
Hannah.
There you go. Staying corrected, and I believe that's game. O'Connor's going to go up 4-1. And it's
How many sets do you need to win? You need 3?
2 sets.
2 sets.
The only people that play 3 out of 5 sets are the men in the major tournaments, which are the Australian, the French, Wimbledon, and the U.S. Open. Those are all best of 5. Some of those matches could go on for 4 to 5 hours, depending on, especially right now they're playing the French Open, which is normally played months ago. They're playing it now. Temperatures are a little cooler down there. Balls are moving a little slower through the air, so these matches are longer because of these longer points. Sandy Lynn to serve. Double faults there and hits her serve out. It's love 15. Again, the server's score always comes first when calling out a tennis score on the court. And don't forget, folks, that love, just like in life, means nothing. I'm just kidding. That was a catchphrase to the movie called Wimbledon, starring Paul Bettany and I believe it was Kirsten Dunst, I want to say. Oh, that one's going to land just short. It's love 30.
Sandy right now has been hitting a lot of balls very short, either on the serve or on the
Oh, that's big
comeback.
spin. That's not coming back. These deep balls just really causing Sandy some problems back there, but Lynn's doing a nice job hanging in there in this match. There's that high backhand. That one's going to come back. A little bit deep, and that's game. Oh, I apologize. That first serve was out, so. Oh, there it is. And there it is. 5-1. My apologies there. We jumped the gun on that one. Hannah O'Connor just one game away from wrapping up this this match.
Ooh, we have a first fault on the first serve.
Oh, big serve. Bombs away there.
How would you say this set is going so far for Sandy?
I think Sandy's, she's a fighter. She's hanging in there. She did pick up a game off of O'Connor, so that's some good fighting spirit there. She blocks that big serve back, and that one's going to get driven into the cheap seats, and it's 15 all. So we can look around the courts here and see that there are lots of matches being played out there. Ooh, that one's just going to go deep. 30-15, and that huge serve paying dividends there. That's a little deep, but she played it. Another big hit there, and just like that, it is 40-15, and we're at match point, folks. First serve into the tape. And O'Connor with a big serve down the tee to put the exclamation point on this match, as she's going to rally to win this one 6-love, 6-1 here. Pretty strong showing here for O'Connor. As you can see, tennis players not shaking hands, but shaking rackets. The era of the coronavirus. Jackson Memorial seems to be up on 2 of the other courts. So based on what I'm kind of looking at down that end, folks, it looks like this match is quite in hand here for Jackson Memorial to take a lead in A South. There is normally an Ocean County tournament that's also played a little later in the season. Usually played around the second week in October. It'll be interesting to see when and if they play that. There's a very good guess, if I had a guess, that maybe they won't even play the OCT this year, just because of the crowds that gather there. But who knows? The players certainly aren't in any jeopardy because they're spaced out pretty well. Once again, we've got Hannah O'Connor, the 11th grader from Jackson Memorial, defeating Sandy Lynn from Brick Township, 6-love, 6-1. Steve, any final comments?
No, it was just a very good game by Hannah and Sandy. Sandy had that one game, and they both played very well, and I don't know a lot about tennis, so
Alrighty then. Well,
yeah.
here it is. There it is. That pretty much wraps us up for the day. I want to thank you guys for tuning in today to JTV's Game of the Week. And we'll be back tomorrow at 3:30, I believe, at the Jackson Liberty for a field hockey game. That's right, field hockey. We'll be there covering all of the action. I'm Harry Ferrone.
I'm Steve Evantis.
And we'll see you next time on the JTV Game of the Week. So long.